I bet when you started writing, you didn't think, I'm going to be able to serve everybody in some little way with every column that I write. Do you think that any job can be a service job? I mean, it's funny. I mean, I'll hear leaders say, don't go into business, go into government or nonprofits, as if we should all join the Peace Corps or become a nurse. But I'm kind of interested to hear your opinion about how each of us can live a service profession.
Yeah. Well, first, I think I find if I go to Wall Street, I find a lot of assholes and a lot of wonderful people. And if I go to the world of the NGOs serving in rural poverty in Africa, I find a lot of assholes and a lot of wonderful people. So it's not obvious that one is better than the other to me. But to me, a lot of it is the attitude. There's a study done of hospital maintenance workers, and some of them define their job as cleaning the floor, some creating a safe environment for the patients. And if your attitude is about that service, you just have a happier job and a more meaningful job. So part of it is attitude. I also have a quote from a guy named Lester DeCoster. Work is the form in which we make ourselves useful to others. There may be no better way to love your neighbor, whether you are writing parking tickets or software or books, than to simply do your work, but only skillful, competent work will do. And that emphasis on skillful, competent work, I think, gets us to the two pickles. One, of course, you want to serve others with your work. But sometimes serving others and thinking, oh, how can I serve others, is not the best way to do that. Dorothy Sayers has a famous essay in which she says, don't try to serve the community. If you try to serve your community, you'll do disservice to your work because you'll be angling for applause. You'll think the community owes you something. So she says, what you should do is serve the work. If you serve the work and try to do your job well, you'll end up serving the community even more. And so that's one element I wanted to bring up. And the second, I do think it's important to always connect it to an ideal and have that ideal in your mind, some image of perfection. William James, his brother, wrote a great essay about Chautauqua. I don't know how many of you have been to Chautauqua. It's like Aspen, but further east.
I think we're both speaking there next week.
Yeah, probably. And so he said, life is too easy here. Why am I bothered by this? It's too easy. And he said, the only thing we really admire is effort, serious, strenuous, arduous effort on behalf of some ideal. And one of my favorite James sentences is, the solid meaning of life is always the same eternal thing, the marriage, namely, of some unhabitual ideal with some fidelity, courage, or endurance with some man or woman's pains. And so that effort of struggle on behalf of some ideal that you have clear in your mind, I think you can have any job. If you have that, you have a vocation.